money time again. These are the hand history episodes. I'm going to talk about some hands today. God, I am feeling lethargic. I mean, this really, truly is dead money today. I'm not that fucking old. I'm 40. You don't just get old in one fucking day. People, all ages, are always moaning, like, oh, it's so old. Like, they're like 29 years old. They're complaining about how old they are. You know something? No matter how old you are, and how old you feel, and you're moaning and groaning about, there's always going to be somebody 10 years older than you who feels 10 years younger than you did 10 years ago. Did you get all that? All right, whatever. Look, so got a lot of hands. I mean, just hands from yesterday. Well, let me start by saying this. I mean, I was talking about this with somebody. You know, when I 3-bet in position, especially when it's for value, I just always by default will like to go 3x because it's standard and I just want to be safe. You know, like if they open 20 and I got a big hand in position, unless they're like not deep at all, I just go 60. I see people go 70. I see people go 80. You know, and it tilts me when they get away with it because I'm always so afraid to do that, because if you have a big hand and you lose somebody because your 3-bet size was just a little bit too big, I mean, that is a fucking disaster. That all this said, I still keep my eyes open for it because, you know, look, if you get more value in pre-flop and compound the pod post-flop, that's great. So I see this guy limp late position, you know, that's a fishy play. Then he opens 20 under the gun and I got aces. So, okay, I 3-bet to 70. I mean, it's not like this is the first time I've ever tried this, but I figured this is the best configuration to give it a shot because he's opening under the gun, which means he should have a tighter range, which means he should have more calls or 4-bets if we're really living right, except he fucking snap folds to it. And it's just so fucking tilting because it's like, what if he would have called 60? I mean, who knows? You know, if they fold to 60, then I think, all right, fuck my life. They didn't get a call that time. But like, all right. Next hand that came up, I got ace-king under the gun, make it 20. And, of course, the button makes it 75. So, yeah, so it works perfectly when they do it against me. Of course, they have me to just bend the fuck over. So I call because this is probably a really big hand, and I just never seem to get what I want when I 4-bet. I just never seem to get a fold when I 4-bet. I think people maybe just tend to get really stubborn when they face a 4-bet. It's like, fuck you. It's like, don't fucking 4-bet me, even if they should fold. So whatever. Flop comes king something something, 2 clubs. I have a king clubs. Check, check. Turns a queen of clubs. Eesh, that's not a good card. I bet 100 and he calls. River's nothing. I bet 125. He makes it 425. God damn it. I mean, I think rejamming might be more interesting than, or at least better than calling. It's hard to get value here on this river. I mean, I think, what is he calling with jacks with a club? I mean, I think betting here is okay. And I didn't even go that big. What did I make it? 125 and a 350? Yeah, I mean, I could probably go even smaller if I want to get called by those hands. So this is probably just a good value raise with pocket queens. I mean, this whole line, check back, call turn, raise river. Like, you think this is going to be a bluff? It's like, if he's going to be bluffing ace of clubs or something, like, he'd orchestrate this before the flop. If he's got like ace queen, he's just going to bet flop, you know? Like, it's a perfect flop for him to c-bet, especially with backdoor nut flush draw. So, all right, on we go. This elder statesman limps early positions, very fishy, fun guy to play with. I got pocket eights. I think I made it 30. 2 guys called. He limp races to 105 from early position. Fuck me. Call, we go 4 ways. It comes queen 7-3 rainbow. And it checks to him, and he bets 135 into, I guess, 420. I almost folded to this, you know, especially with 2 guys still left to act, and they're uncapped with them checking. But This guy isn't really a barreler, so if he keeps it going, then I guess he's going to win, but let's just see the next one. And he's kind of an overfolder, too. So I call. The other two fold. All right, great. Turn is an ace. He checks. All right, let's go time. So I think I bet 380 and he folds. All right, I ran a bluff without going 5 million times the pot. Then I move seats, put him on my right. He limps under the gun. I got ace-jack, offsuit, make it 25. He calls. Flop is 9-5-4, all spades. He check called 25, I think. Turn is a king, perfect. He check calls 105. Something's starting to feel a little strange, but I don't know. I'm not going to psych myself out here. River is nothing. He checks. I bet 310. He's like, you have a flush? Calls. He's got aces with a spade. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. So not long after that, raised 20 with ace-8 suited. Oh, yeah, we had done a round of straddles or a couple rounds of straddling, and then I took the straddle off. So then I get ace-8 suited under the gun. Oh, okay, good thing I didn't straddle. So raised to 20. One of the blinds called. Our man on the right, Mr. Limp Aces, calls. Flop queen 8-8. Yeah, 2 diamonds. Small blind check calls 35. Check calls pot on the turn. Get a terrible river. It's a 7 of diamonds. There's only 7 diamonds that could have given a flush that didn't fill me up, so it hits. But when he checks, I kind of doubt that's a flush. Just see me bluff off with ace-jack, so he calls pot as well. Nice. I rule. Sort of. So the straddle's on again with our elder statesman to the right. I got pocket queens. I raised to 30, and he 3-bets to 110 out of his straddle. Jesus. And I'm under the gun. I mean, I know he doesn't think I'm a nit, but like he doesn't do a lot of 3-betting, and he certainly doesn't 3-bet big very often. So, all right, call. And I think the flop was 9-5-5. A lot of 9 and 5 flops. He bet 185 and I call, and damn, I'm getting a little nervous here. I mean, I do have queens, so maybe I'm getting more nervous than I should. But then turns a king, which I don't like, but I kind of did like because I actually thought this would at least simplify the decision. But then he bet kind of small. He bet 240. And like I said, this guy doesn't really barrel that much. And I didn't think I could beat any value at this point. I mean, if he had, like, you know, tens of jacks, I mean, I'm not expecting him to bet this card, not the way he plays. And I came so fucking close to calling because when he does bluff, he tends to use these kinds of sizes. So I almost just called and play the river. Instead, I fold. He passes his cards to me for to look at, which I thought was a very good sign because, you know, I figured it's going to be a nutted hand when he does that. So I look at these cards. First one I look at is a 4. Yeesh. And the other one was another 4. He's just going out of his fucking mind with 4s. I mean, what the hell? Where did this come from? I mean, this guy was just playing a lot more clicky than I used to seeing, at least on this day. So, oh, God. I mean, I came this close, and I just walk away from this pot that had us over $800 in it, you know, minus his 5% equity, of course. But, Jesus, that was sick. I mean, this guy makes a ton of mistakes, and I've run really good against him, and I was running good against him again because I got him crushed and he's just shoveling money in my face. But then this turn card psychs me out and I fuck myself right in the ass. Fuck. I hate throwing away the fucking best hand. I mean, God damn it, I feel like I just make more mistakes when I have the best hand than when I'm beat, you know. Because I'm usually pretty good at not paying people off, and there's people who are just begging you to run them over, so I oblige them. So, I mean, it's just like, it's not that I don't want to have the best hand. Having the best hand is usually a good thing, but poker, you know, this is sports. I mean, it's offense and defense, and it just seems like I run a better defense. So, but whatever. Either way, now we get into an interesting predicament where it's blind versus blind. This is against a guy who I had to fold the ace-king to, where I think he had a set of queens, and got 3 streets from him when I had ace-8 and flop trips. This guy was tilting at this point. I mean, tilting somewhat at least. I mean, not playing well. He was in a bit of a spew mode. He had lost some money. So, yeah, we get to blind versus blind. He offers me to chop. I say, no, I play every hand, and he goes all in. And he has got probably 750, 800. All right, just goes all in straight away. So I look at my first card. it's a 9. And I almost didn't even look at the second card because I figure if first card's only a 9, then there's no way I'll have a call based on the second card, even if it's another 9, which it was. God, what a hand to have here. I mean, I've heard stories of people going out of their fucking mind, going totally nuclear, losing their fucking mind because the other person doesn't want to chop, and they take it so personally. Why do people take that shit so personally? You're so mad at the guy because he wants to play poker? He joined the poker game. And now he's playing poker. What is so unusual about this occurrence? What did you think was going to happen? People, if the blind wants to play, just play their fucking blind. I mean, how many, and don't be a bitch about it. I mean, how many fucking times where they give me the $2, they just give me the walk, or I raise the small blind, they fold, they're like, all right, here, take my $5. I'm like, I say to him, like, it's like I wanted the whole stack, but all right, I guess I'll take 5 or 2 or whatever it was that time. But Jesus, why are people such fucking crybabies about that? You hear stories about people spazzing out with, like, 2 ridiculous fucking, I mean, just any 2 cards and running into, like, kings or something, and they just stack off. But this guy's open jamming. And I got 9s. And I wouldn't say I almost called, but I was definitely starting to consider it. And I just kind of thought, this isn't going to be a no-pair hand, and if it's not a no-pair hand, then it's not going to be a pair that I crush. I mean, I could be totally wrong. The guy could just have Jack 10 suited or something. I mean, probably not. But, like, even that hand, you know, I'm not doing great against. But, like, it's, look, in theory and all that good stuff, we know that this is a clear fold. But it's just like, do I want to thread the needle here and try and, you know, fight this steep uphill climb just to get a little bit of value, knowing that I could be in a terrible spot? So, whatever. I just let him win. Then we get to a very difficult predicament. We have a new player in the game. It's this young Asian girl. I think she bought in with like 1,000. And there was another new face as well on the button, another Asian fellow. He had about 800. Now, I don't got information on either one of them, really. I mean, not too much. I mean, it's just the girl seemed like she's going to be trying hard to win. Looks like she's not trying to put her money in particularly light. So all I had was an orbit or 2, and then I get kings in the hijack, raise to 20, and the cutoff calls. And the cutoff's a funny little player because he's a World Series reg. I've seen him in town at times, but I played with him maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and in the space of about 1 hour of play, I think this guy got aces against me 3 times, and all 3 times that I opened, he flatted my raise. Once was hijack versus button. Once was under the gun versus under the gun 1. And I forgot the other time. Maybe he 3-bet that time. But he has already flatted me twice with aces. And what little time I put in with him, this fucking guy keeps getting aces against me. And now he's flatting me again from the cutoff. And it's not that I think he has aces. It's not that I'm worried about he has aces. I just have to consider the fact that it's possible he has aces because he's done this not once but twice. Granted, it was a long time ago. So the button makes it 95. Beautiful. He's got like 800. Not worried about a fucking thing. I'm 4-bet calling off against this guy. I'm not worried about making any sort of hero fold this time. It's not necessary. It's not worth thinking about. Except then, the big blind, the girl, cold 4-bets to 300. And god damn it, what do I do now? I mean, a few weeks ago, I was telling a story about where I punted. Absolutely punted kings to this fucking nit, 300 big blinds. I had the easiest fist-pumping fold with kings, not even just on the flop, pre-flop too. Even when he made this big 4-bet to 350, I could just feel it. I could just feel the confidence and the excitement. Why the fuck do I just give all this money away to this fucking jerk? That flop came queen high and he blasted the flop, so alright, I don't think he has a set of queens with that size. This guy bet 500 into like 800 in a 4-bet pot. He's got 6 back. It's such an easy fold. And I talked about in that same episode how, you know, you're going to have times where you're in these 4 or 5-bet situations with kings and you're not going to know and you just have to go with it and it's okay if they have it. So why am I thinking about folding this time? Thinking about folding for 3 reasons, and the cutoff is the least of it. Yeah, maybe he flatted with aces, but probably not. I mean, the button... 3-bet big to 95. Yeah, so what? But you know something? you watch people play sometimes and they may make all kinds of mistakes or whatever. I mean, it's or overvaluing hands really. But when it comes to like cold four betting scenarios, there's just not a lot going on. All right, it's and the computer is only going to continue with three hands here. That's aces, kings, and ace king suited. And I think ace king suited is a pretty easy fold in this spot. So there's really only one hand you have a decision with, and that's kings. And if I go with it, and 4-bet or 5-bet to put her all in and the button, I don't really think it's a good chance, even against these unknown faces, that I get called by anything that I have crushed. Not even ace king, not queens. I think it's just going to make all the worst hands fold, or I'm just getting in against aces. And look, there are people who are going to, cold call 3-bets from the big blind with queens, jacks, ace, king. There's a lot of people who are going to do that. Is she the type? I don't know. I just don't know. Now, maybe you can make a case that I could just call the 300 and then, see what the button does, because it's not going to be that easy for him to just call the 4-bet, even if he has position, because he's only got 800. I mean, but you don't know that he's not going to do that. I mean, it's a shitty spot to be in here. This is a shitty spot. There is shit in my pants. That's how shitty it is. And, I'm trying to make a decision, and I'm not tanking all fucking day. I didn't tank nearly as long as that other prick the other day who tanked 5 times against me. 5 fucking times. I mean, he probably tanked longer facing my 3-bet than I did facing this fucking cold 4-bet. Maybe not. Either way, it was close. Too close. So, I was trying to get a read, and I wasn't sure if she was nervous or not, thinking, oh, what's he thinking about? But she was looking over at me. Looking over at me like kind of curiously, sort of like, oh, what's he going to do? And I just don't know if that's comfort or not. I mean, I just don't know. And we all folded. God damn it. I don't think this is a good fold. I don't feel good about this fold. I mean, it doesn't mean it wasn't correct in the moment. Sometimes there's just no fucking victory in poker. Sometimes there's no fucking victory. You're in a bad spot with a big hand, and you want to fold. You want to fold so bad. You call it off, and they have it, and you want to shoot yourself. But if you had folded, you never found out that you're correct. You still feel sick about it. And you don't even find out just how brilliantly you might have played, because you feel sick about it either way. Fuck me. God damn it. I mean, look. Hey, that's the game, right? I don't think it's a good fold. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's only 200 bigs, but just because you have 200 big blinds doesn't mean you don't get aces. All right, it's not starting at 300 big blinds and up. So a little while later, I saw her limp in the cutoff. So I actually felt a little better after seeing that. I felt like maybe someone who limps cutoff, open limps cutoff, might be the type to, not have anything but aces in their cold 4-bet range. I mean, it's not the craziest thing in the world to say, but, I'm also possibly reading a little bit too much into this. So then she gets stacked by that same guy sometime later, and then she limps under the gun. The guy who open jammed in the small blind, when I had 9s and you just made it 800, he was winning, by the way. He got a turn around. I think he rebought, but he was getting a turn around. And he limps, and I got kings. And normally I go 30 over 2 limps. This time I want to go 35. Just put a tiny bit extra on it. This is not as dramatic as making a big 3-bet in position. But it's another thing that's tilting when this results in a fold. I mean, I know I'm being too hard on myself and probably being a little bit too results-oriented, but if I made it 30, maybe one calls and then the other calls, and all right, I'm in position with kings against 2 dumbos. I mean, that's a good thing, okay? Instead, they both fucking fold, and it's just, God, this was just one of these days where it's like, I don't even know if I played brilliantly, if I played terribly, or something in between. It's just hard to say. And I made one other mistake against our elder statesman. He opened cutoff 15 and 3-bet 7s on the button to 50. He calls, comes queen, queen, jack. He check calls, turns a king. He check calls. Pot is 500. And river is, hello, it's a 7, full house. And it completed the flush. There was a flush draw on the flop, too. And he checked in the dark as this river was coming, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do yet, although now I think I will probably give it a shot. And people, when they check dark going to the river, there's almost no chance that they're drawing. You know, if they have a straight or flush draw, they want to give themselves a chance to bet it. I mean, given how clicky he'd been all day, I suppose it's conceivable that he would have a draw in this spot. But when he said to me, ace king no good, I believed him. And I piled in like jamming, 2x shove, and he didn't call. He said he had king queen, and I believe him, man. Fuck me, goddamn it, again! I was just going to bet 300, and then I get this little speech thrown in, and I let it fucking change the way I was going to bet, and then it ends up getting me a fold. I mean, he may not have called 300, but hell of a better chance that he calls 300 than he calls a fucking 2x jam with a pure bluff catcher. And if I goes 300, he probably would have called 300 because he probably convinced himself I might only have ace king. Yeah, fuck me. God damn it. One more hand I play with him. Some middle position reg made it 15. He calls cutoff again. I make it 65 on the button with 5-4 suited, and only our elder statesman calls. So we're heads up. Pot's got 150, I guess, and the flop is lovely. King, queen, jack, 2 spades. Got a little flush draw. He checks, and I figure, all right, I'm probably just going to win right here, or I'm going to win at some point. I mean, I've never been more sure of anything in my whole life. Bet 100 and he calls. And I brick the turn. It's a 6 of hearts, 2-tone board. And then he made some little funny speech. And he came out and he bet 100, which is so strange. I mean, but it's just, whenever he uses these sizes, he just never has anything that great. So I raised to 400. Trying to remember what his speech was. I think he said something like, oh, let's see if I got it here. Like, I don't know. It was, I don't know. Then this hand takes a very interesting turn when he 3-bets to 920. So it's 520 to me. He's still got a lot left. I'm getting over 3-1. All I have is this tiny flush draw, and only 7 of the flush cards are clean. 2 of them are going to pair the board. And what? I mean, he's got to have a straight. Like, he has to have 9-10, ace-10. He has to. I mean, he could have king 6 of spades, which is 2 pair and a flush. No, come on. Who are we kidding? He's not going to fucking have that. This guy is not bet 3-betting that hand on this board where there's a lot of hands he loses to, even though he's just going to see this river no matter what. But he's not bet 3-betting that hand. So what the fuck? I mean, it felt so bitch to just fold. I mean, I have implied odds. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to bluff him on the river if a heart comes or if the board pairs. I mean, I'm not thinking that's going to happen, but I don't know. Something told me to fold, and I folded, and he passed his cards to me again. This time he did have it. You know what he had? Good Lord. He had ace-10 of hearts. So he flopped Broadway and turned the ace-high flush draw on top of it. So I'm actually okay with this fold here. Because if he's going to have this hand, then he could have ace-10 of spades just as easily. Or 10-9 of hearts. Or 10-9 of spades. And he could have 10-9 of hearts too. I mean, these are the only hands that he's going to even consider taking this line with, where the board is 2-tone, is heavily coordinated. He's got a straight, but he's got the flush draw with it. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't check raise flop because there were 2 spades out there. He only had the backdoor flush draw. I could see him wanting to do that maybe a little more often when he has the spades on top of it and is not fearing a spade. If anything, he might be rooting for a spade. Kind of just thought maybe he would check raise either one of these hands, whether he has the immediate flush draw or not. So, you know, he could have had ace-10 of spades or 10-9 of spades just as easily as the hand he did have. And if he does, that means, well, what that means is I'm just going to lose the 520 every time I miss. And, I mean, look, I said I wouldn't be able to bluff him, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't have tried. So, actually, you know what? The pot would have been too big. I don't think I would have bluffed him, actually. Yeah, but if he's got my spades crushed, then unless he checks the flush on the river, say if the board pairs, if one of those cash cards hits the river where it pairs the board and gives me a flush, I think in that instance, I could see him checking. And then calling off to the jam. Or he might just bet small, and then I'm just not going to fold. But if he has my spades crushed, and he hits the flush. Unless he checks, which I kind of doubt, unless he checks, I'm at least not going to give him anything, because when he jams the river, I mean, I'm not going to think that a flush is good at this point. I mean, you would think I would think that. I mean, I wasn't put in this predicament. Nobody knows the unknown, but you would think that I would think that I can't afford to just call it off there in that spot, even against him with all the clicking he's done that day. Because I think once he puts in the hammer, once he puts in all the money, I mean, then you got to think he's got it. Or unless he's just making a panic bet. So, you know something? There's so many fucking convoluted moving parts to this hand that I'm just glad I folded, because that at least spared me of being put in all kinds of strange spots. I mean, it turns out he had the best hand for me to want to draw against, because he didn't have any spades and because he's not folding if I get there, and I have all the implied odds. So nothing could have really gone wrong in this exact scenario, but it wasn't necessarily going to be this exact scenario. So all in all, it was a back and forth, kind of a bloodbath day. I played about 8 hours. I've been doing that lately. I usually do about between 5 and 7. But this was all just yesterday on June 17th, and we still got more hands to talk about. So let's get to them in a second. Meaning, all right, it's been a second, so let's go. So this was, I guess, 5 days ago. That's June 13th. I got bluffed early in a game, not in a particularly dramatic way. I just 3-bet queens to 85 after an under-the-gun raise to 20 and a call, and he 4-bet to 270. So when I fold, he shows me the ace-king offsuit. But the funny thing is, when he showed me that, he tries to make this comforting statement. He's like, I know it looks like I'm raising a lot. He's like, but I've been getting a lot of hands. So it's like, clearly he's indicating that, like, he's like trying to like be nice to me by saying, oh, it's okay, I had it. It's like, what do you mean you had it? You 4-bet ace-king under the gun, against someone you don't have any history with. I mean, this is not something you're not looking for action most of the time. I mean, against some people, you don't care. Hey, let's spin the wheel. But in this situation, why would he be thinking that? I mean, so when he shows me, he's like, I know it looks like I'm raising a lot, but I've been getting a lot of hands. I was just like, what? And he was just like, oh, okay. Then I kind of fucked one up. It folds, well, no, what am I saying? 4 guys limped, and the small blind made it 35, this reg. And I got 8-7 suited in the big blind, and I feel like I usually fold this spot, or at least have in the past. I mean, I think I probably should, unless the players behind you are really, really bad. And some of them were. So maybe calling here wasn't such a bad idea, but I did it too automatically. I should have thought about it. Because, yeah, I mean, these suited connectors are nice, but, like, not when you're out of position in, like, a 5 or 6-way pot. This pot did go 5 ways. And the flop comes 10-7-5. 2 hearts. I flopped pretty huge. So, open raiser checks, I check, and there's 3 guys behind me, and this little Italian old man who had been very, just a poor playing nit. All of a sudden, he overbets the flop. He bets 200 into 175 with 2 unknown players behind him. Folds back to me. I have to just realize my equity at this point. So I just go all in. He calls. It runs out king 4. I brick everything. I turn it over. And he's posturing for a while. And then he turns over 9-7 of clubs. This guy just flops middle pair with no backdoor or anything. Well, I guess he has a backdoor straight shove. But nothing good about his backdoors. Just overbets his flop. Now calls off. And he holds with his fucking 9-high kicker. God, I mean, I was 67% to not lose. Only 33% chance that we get a run out like this one where he wins. So, okay, he wins. Although earlier in the day, I made a dumb call against him on the river. Sometimes I get so angry about just calling little bits on the river. I called 25 on the river against him where he flopped 2 pair, and I don't know why the fuck I called. But when he turned his hand over, he's like, open 2 pair? I swear, that is what he said. Open 2 pair. What? Is that like a stud comment? You know what I mean? Maybe this guy was a stud player. That sounds like, you got open pairs and stuff. Open 2 pair. We're playing Hold'em. Okay, nice hands. So now we get to the highlight of the week. The highlight hand of the week. I mean, there's going to be some yelling in a couple of minutes, okay? We've all played against a lot of shit regs. We know the shit regs when we see them, but this guy is like the just textbook, perfect profile definition of what it means to be a shit reg. There is no other shit reg who plays like more shit than this shit reg. He does everything a shit reg does. He's extremely nitty, does stupid limp raises with aces, limps all the time, just tries to make them nuts, and it's just, I just can't stand it when this guy wins. Because I guess it's a good thing that he wins, because if you could play this poorly and still win, then, God, poker is a gold mine. I actually heard a dealer saying yesterday that ever since the win became 8-handed, she's like, yeah, ever since we became 8-handed, this game has gone completely dead. And I'm just like, no, it hasn't. I was like, I have no idea what she was talking about. I was telling that to the table. Anyway, so this shit reg is the type who overvalues hands, just does everything wrong. All right? Folds to me in my button. I got ace-4 diamonds, make it 20, and shit reg calls out of the small blind, and we go heads up. And the flop is king, deuce, 5, rainbow. No backdoor flush draw, but I got the wheel draw. And now he donks into me for $20. LOL. LOL. I came so close to raising flop just because this is never a hand. But I thought, I don't need to raise yet. Let's just play the turn, and I'm going to deal with it then. I don't need to raise right now. And the turn is, how you doing? It's a 3. Got the wheelie. And now he bets into me 75, and oh my God, I think he has something now. I didn't think he had anything on the flop, because he wouldn't just donk a big hand on the flop, but I don't know what happened. Maybe I was wrong about that. Whatever the case is now, when he goes 75 on this turn card, he's got something. He's got something that he thinks he can put money in with. So I raised to 225. He thinks a little bit, and he rejams for over 1,000 total. I think it was 1,066. And the river, after I call, of course, is a backdoor flush card. Not worried about that, but it paired the board. It was another 5, and he's got pocket 3s. And fuck, the fish are going to play bad, and that's fine. It's fine when the fish play bad, because they're fish. It drives me extra fucking insane. It drives us all insane whenever you see regs play completely fucking horrible. I know that, this is a fucked up situation. He turned to set, I hit my wheel. Yeah, set versus wheel. Okay, we both got strong hands. I understand all of that. This jam, his re-jam, is just all kinds of bad. Where do you even start to talk about how bad it is? Okay? This jam is... I feel like I'm going to have a breakdown right in the middle of this podcast right now just talking about this fucking hand. And this is why I just called the flop. Because I'm going to win this hand later anyway, one way or another. This is the only way he is ever going to win this hand, is if he turns a set, gets it in, beat, and then hits his full house. That is his only way to win the pot. He will either get bluffed off this hand, get stacked, or he will get it in crushed and win. That is the only outcome that works out for him, is getting it in crushed and winning, and that's what he got. Because let's say it turns a 7 or an 8. Or even just a 4 if I turn the best end that way. He might throw out another stupid bet. And then I'm going to raise him. And then I'm going to fold. Or then he's going to fold. And I'm just going to win that way. It's just, okay. Let's just take a look at the numbers, okay? I have all 16 combos of ace-4 when I raise the button and it folds to me. I have all 3 combos of pocket kings. Obviously, what did I say the flop was? Ace-5 deuce? Yeah, right. So I got pocket 5s too, so that's 3 more combos. And, I got ace-king, I got aces, but he's going to go bet. He goes bet, 3-bet jam on this turn. Okay, so he's getting called by all 16 combos of the wheel. He's getting called by all 3 combos of kings, all 3 combos of 5s. I will have 4 combos of 4-6, and I could have pocket deuces, set of deuces, 3 combos. That's a good hand he wants to get in with, except there's one little problem here. You see, if I had pocket deuces, because it's against this fucking idiot, I am not calling. He is getting every worse hand to fold and getting himself stacked, most likely, against every hand that's better. It is just so unbelievable that he was rewarded for this. It feels like you shouldn't be allowed to win when you play that bad when you're a reg. If I have aces, I don't even know if I would raise the turn. Maybe I would. Maybe. You think I'm calling a jam with that? Think I'm calling a jam with ace-king? I mean, I could have a lot of two pairs also. King 5, king, just all the fucking suited two pairs with a king in it. Who fucking gives a shit? This was a total suicide mission. I have never seen anyone just give their money away in a spot worse than I saw this guy did. This is just one of the worst beats I've ever taken because of how fucking terrible the fucking guy played. Every time you make a bet, a check, a raise, a this, a that, you need to be asking yourself, what is this going to achieve? What am I accomplishing by doing this? How is this going to benefit me? He just had no concept whatsoever as to what he is supposed to be doing. I mean, sometimes I just feel like, I feel like I'm going to just die at the poker table one day. One day I'm going to just piss someone off and I'll just get shot like Wild Bill Hickok. And you know what? That's actually not the worst way to go. Oh my God. I bit my tongue and, I just paid it off. And you know what? He probably thought he had the best hand too. He probably thinks I just put on a show because I didn't show. I didn't fucking show. Why should I show? I don't need, let him think that he deserved that money. Let him think that. That's good for me. But it just drives me nuts when these people who to me, they're just fish, win in this manner. And I saw him doing something just as bad a few weeks ago. I saw him flat from under the gun one, a 25, I think someone posted blinds. He just flats from under the gun one with 6-5 suited. Just flats with it. It's the most automatic fold ever, especially for someone who plays the way he does post-flop. And then he goes 5 ways with 6-5 suited. Like, oh, I have 6-5 suited. Oh, I can make a big hand. Yeah, these hands are meant for late position when you're the aggressor. Not flatting passively and then letting everyone in behind you. And also bear in mind, these little middling suited connectors have less value at 2-5 because they're going to get overflushed more often because people are going to get in there with, the Jack 3 suiteds and the Queen 5 suiteds. That's going to happen way more often. And then he gets a flop of 10-7-3 with his flush draw. So he didn't have the straight flush draw. He had a combo, gut shot, flush draw, and he bets 60 into 3 other players behind him. And then he gets a call, then he gets raised to 275. Look at the fucking corner he's painting himself into. He calls a 275. Then the guy who flats his 60, then he rejams. The guy who raised his 275 folded, and now he's got all this money in, so he just calls it off. He's against a set, and he just gets there. I mean, this is just fucking unreal, and it's just so fucking gross to watch a reg play like this. I mean, I don't care that, he's going to get what's coming to him and that he doesn't win that much. I don't care that he takes his lumps just like everybody else. I know that, we all wish we could see there. We all wish we could be there when somebody really gets it one day, right? When they really fucking get it. You wish you could just be there and watch it and salivate in it, but you don't always get to see it. But, oh, God. I'm going fucking crazy here. I get so tilted just from looking at this guy. And you know what else happened the other day? I don't understand what the hell the point of this was. I think I 3-bet the button with, I don't even remember what. Somebody opened, I 3-bet the button, and he's posturing for a few seconds. Like 5 or 10 seconds. Then he pushes his cards in, and he accidentally flipped them up. And you know what he had? He had Jack 3 offsuit. And then the open raiser folded. He showed a Jack. He said, I was going to call. But he folded because this fucking guy exposes his cards by mistake. And I just said to him, I was like, oh, you had to think about that one, huh? Hero fold. I mean, what the hell did he do that for? All right, whatever. I just remembered, from yesterday, there was a hand I forgot to talk about. And this was actually one of the most dramatic hands of the whole day. I raised to 20 under the gun with pocket deuces. I get 3 calls, including the Asian girl I folded the kings to, including the small blind who open jammed the pocket, or open jammed the small blind when I had pocket nines and, was playing a little better. Now we go 4 ways, and the flop is ace, deuce. Jeez. It's kind of a weird situation to be in. I hope I'm not drawing dead already, although I shouldn't be, because with the card removal, no one could have ace deuce of spades. So that was comforting. I just bet 20. The girl calls, small blind calls, and the turn is a 4, 2 hearts. I'm like, all right, I don't really know what turn card I want to see besides a deuce. I mean, there's really no turn card you feel completely safe with. I mean, I guess I was hoping for like a king, because then that shouldn't give anyone a full house, or a queen even. King would be the best, I guess. After a deuce, a king would be the best card. Checks, and I mean, I can check, but I don't want to check. So I like pot it or go slide over bet 150. The girl calls, and now the small blind check raises to 500. And I didn't think of this in the moment, but I could actually just fold right here, right now, because my line, everyone's going to put me on a really big ace. And when he check raises, if he's saying he can beat a big ace, well, then he can beat a low full house too, because that means he has either aces full or maybe pocket fours. I can see him having pocket fours. You know, a bet 20 and a call in front of him, and, you know, it figures at least one of us has an ace, and it's only 20, and there's 100 out there, and if he hits the 4, he could win a huge pot with it. I can see why someone would want to call fours there. I don't know if I would, I mean, because there's ways it can backfire because of the redraw, but I can see how someone would come to that conclusion and take a shot that way. And I do not have to call this check raise to 500. I really don't. Either one of us can already have a full house. I mean, either me and the girl, both of us, he's putting either or both of us on a big ace. And yet here he is check raising anyway. I mean, there was one combo of ace 4 suited and 3 combos of pocket fours. And, you know, there was one combo of ace deuce offsuit, but I kind of doubt he has it, although, but if there's any chance of it, all right, then you throw that in there also if you want to. So this is actually just a fold right now. I mean, I can see how it would be hard for me to come up with in the moment, so I'm not too pissed off about it. But, you know, you get into these really precarious spots sometimes where you're like, well, I can only lose if he has this. But yeah, but that's the only hand that makes any sense. I mean, it's like all the hands you beat don't make any sense. It's like, so yeah, you only lose to this, but that's the only hand that makes sense. So I call, and then the girl calls, and then the river completes the backdoor flush. I think it was an 8. Now he jams 1,500, or yeah, he jammed like 1,600, and the pot was a little bit more than that, not by much. And now this is a really easy fold. I mean, this is a snap fold. I mean, I don't even know why I thought about it for so long. I mean, I didn't call, but like, there's something to be said about the speed, a decision, how long it takes for a person to make a decision. If they don't make a decision fast, but make the right decision, I mean, yeah, they made the right decision, but I think it says more about you if you make the decision quicker. So I fold, and the girl, she exposes an ace, which she shouldn't do, but like, whatever. And God, I mean, this girl, you know, this is the one I folded the kings to. I mean, what does she have? Like ace 10? I mean, and she thinks, like, why the fuck is she even calling the turn? I mean, it's like, what does she have? I mean, I don't know what she had, but you have to figure it's not ace king. It's like when there's a check raise on this turn, and then I call, and all she has is just an ace, and she's calling. It's like, what do you think? What 2-hand combination do you realistically think you can beat from both of us? I mean, you're just trying to fill up at that point. You're just trying to get the board to pair or hit your 3-outer. I mean, I would actually much rather have ace-king facing that turn check raise than the hand I had, because my hand only improves with one card. Ace-king can at least hit a few cards that you're going to feel okay about. So she folded, he didn't show, and this girl was just like the classic, you know, wannabe player who has a little bit of know-how, but like not enough, certainly not to win in a Vegas cash game. I mean, it's just the kind of people you love beating up on the most. All in all, pretty busy week. A lot of hands, guys. Thanks for listening, and I guess I'll be back out there soon. And looking for more blood, because You know, where the series really feels like it's pumping now. I felt like it started a little slow the couple weeks, but, you know, I can really feel it in the air now. So, all right, guys. I'll see you next time.